Hello and welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at four big text image generation tools. First one will be the newly launched Google's Gemini Imagen 3. Secondly, we'll look into meta.ai. Thirdly, we'll be looking at Adobe Firefly, which has been in existence for quite some time now. And then last but not the least, look at the all popular things Copilot. So I went up to ChatGPT and inputted a prompt. Generate prompts for me to test image generation AI tools. I want their best and worst image generations, and if there are any restrictions for the free version. Let the image prompt be on the same theme. Now, ChatGPT gave me a bunch of prompts, but I was able to select just 3 of those prompts to test these 4 AI tools. Now, the first prompt says, a utopia city of future that is an unrealistic city with skyscrapers made from organic materials like wood and glass, covered in vertical gardens. Solar panels and wind turbines are scattered throughout the city, and electric cars are driving along clean, green streets. A bright, clear sky with a few white clouds enhance the city's eco-friendly atmosphere. So, I started by imputing my first prompt on the Gemini Imagen 3, and this was what I got. This is a really futuristic city and very unrealistic. You can see the over-exaggerated gardens and how they pop out on the architecture of this building. Electric cars driving along the streets with solar panels here, and you can also see some details of some birds flying over here. The sky is clear with a few clouds. Second prompt says a solar powered drone delivering fresh produce to a rooftop garden on a skyscraper in a futuristic city. The drone's metallic body reflects the sunlight while the lush green plants contrast against the backdrop of other high-tech buildings. And I imputed the prompt, and this was what I got. As you can see, we have a really cool drone having some farm produce, I guess trying to deliver it up at the rooftop of this high-tech building. And to be pretty sincere, the prompt was followed very nicely. You can see really long and elongated skyscraper buildings on the background. The drone is very realistic, very sleek and thick. Also, you can also see the sun reflection in the left corner of the screen on the drone. You see the lightning also well placed. The third prompt says, in the heart of a future eco-city, a group of people from different cultures, backgrounds are working together in a community garden, surrounded by trees, buildings, covered in solar panels. Their faces show joy and determination as they plant vegetables and install suitable tech. Now obviously, when you hear the word people from different cultures, then should be people of different color. I went over to Gemini and imputed the prompt, and unfortunately Gemini is not able to generate these specific images. It says, and I quote, I'm still learning how to generate certain kinds of images, so I might not be able to create exactly what you're looking for yet. Also, I can't help with photorealistic images of identifying people, children, or other images that go against my guidelines. I imputed the first prompt on meta.ai, and meta.ai generated 4 different images. And to be really sincere, these generations are very unrealistic. It looks like a really vast Ethiopian city. You could see wind turbines here and there, solar panels right here. Really good architecture. It's not really falling apart. You could see the architectural of this Ethiopian environment, and I can say this is a really complex generation for meta AI. You could also see this one. This one took the approach of a modular design in architectural design. And this one too, it follows the same theme for each generation. You could see the consistency in generating these images. I imputed a second prompt, and these were the images that I got. And you could see how nice these generations are. Very awesome drone designs, although you can see some inconsistencies here. This one looks as though it took the shape of an entire skyscraper with fruits all over here, and as you can see, the drone is not really delivering any fresh produce. It is just hanging over a solar panel, which the solar panel should somewhere be on top of the drone while the drone is delivering some produce. The same thing happened here. The drone is carrying some solar panel while totally ignoring the produce. Right now, the drone is more like a helicopter on a skyscraper building where we're having a garden. But on this one, you could see that the wings are made of solar panels. And then lastly, this one looks like the later one, just with a much more jet-like design. The complex image prompts. This is where most image generation tools find it really hard to do. In generating the faces of human beings that are so many in the same environment. Now look at this guy's image. The face, look at her face, look at his face, look at the face, look at the face. So when it comes to generating the image of people that are in the same picture, most AI tools still find it very difficult to do that. You could see the distortions on the faces of the people, not very consistent rendering the faces. This one just literally made everyone to be turning their backs on the camera. And the same thing goes with this one. So apart from the faces of generating photorealistic human beings in the same environment, you could see the consistency in the whole place, that people are actually planting things on the garden. You could see solar power panels littered all over the scene. You could see the futuristic city in the background. You could see people of different cultures. I went over to Adobe Firefly and imputed the first prompt, and as you can see, this rendered in a fast mode. There is a futuristic building with some tree-like structures happening on them. It didn't really capture the prompt as it was because, as you can see, there are no solar panels seen on the scene. There is no seen electric car driving on the street. And as you can see, this rendered in a fast mode. There is one prompt. As you can see, we have a really clear image right here. We're having a garden, although there are no produce right here, but the drone is just hovering over the skyscrapers, the futuristic buildings. And this is the same for the entire theme of the other generations. There's not much difference. The only difference you could see is on the architectures of each of the building and also of drones. And again, I would not say it quite followed the prompt because none of the drones seems to be delivering any fresh produce, just hanging on top of what looks like the garden on the skyscraper. And for the last prompt, we're having some generations and they're looking quite sleek. And as you can see, we're having same issues, same distortions on their faces. So this one looks like a cartoon, this one looks like some sort of some superhero, same thing goes here. So you can see the architecture, the human-like figure generations are very good, but when it comes to generating faces, these AI tools are still finding it very difficult, especially when it comes to faces of a whole lot of people that are in the same background. Same thing goes here. This one was almost okay, so it looks like they just cut out someone's face and just pasted it on top of the generation. One thing you should pay attention to though is your credits, which is right here. You have to pay attention to your credits. Once it's exhausted, you will not be able to generate these higher quality images on Firefly, at least for a month. So I whipped in the first prompt on Bing. By the way, you have to specify what you're doing since this is an entire large language model. So you have to say generate an image of a Ethiopian city. Really love the image I'm seeing. It's a really large Ethiopian city with a lot of details. You could see the traffic, the cars, and of course you will also see the distortions and the inconsistencies. You could see the gardens all littered. You could see a whole lot of wind turbines. You can also see solar panels right here. This was what I got. Really nice futuristic drone carrying some fresh produce at the top of a futuristic building. I just don't like how they just placed a solar panel on top of the drone just like that. I mean, the solar panel has to be integrated into the drone's architecture to make it look much more better. You could see the lightning of the sun and how it reflects on a lush background. And I must say, Copilot really followed the prompt very well. This was what I got. And so I whipped in the last image on Bing's Copilot. And at first you could say or think, oh wow, looks like Bing got it all well, until you start zooming in and then you begin to see the demonic interactions. Oh my god, looks like a horror movie. Look at that. Look at this. Their mouths and their eyes are all weird. Looks like a zombie horror movie. Zombies that are planting on the garden. So currently most AI tools are really bad at generating just images of a lot of people on the same background. If you typed in just a few prompts for one person's image, I'm sure these AI tools will really do a great job, but not for that. For people of different, it's a really challenging task at the moment. And that's it. If you stay to the end of this video, please leave a like on our page. Also leave a like on this post, share on the comments what are your thoughts. What do you think about these AI tools that were just shared?